Hi everyone, welcome back to a little more lockdown knowledge. Now that we're all in our homes, we have the opportunity to learn more about great things such as, hey, our own bodies. So today we are going to be talking about PMS. PMS. Is it normal? Is there anything we can do about it? And when is it maybe time to take a second look and go and talk to a doctor about it? So speaking of doctors, here we have Dr. Gupta as always. Hi, Dr. Gupta, how are you today?
Hi, Julia. Thank you. I'm so glad we're talking about PMS because PMS is PMS, as we all know.
Is a pain in my, I don't know, S. We can figure out what S is later.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is not fun. It is not fun at all. But we were talking about this actually offline a bit. And I think what's interesting is that since my earliest days, PMS has just been considered part of the normal process of going through a menstrual cycle. Like women, girls get PMS. And I think what I'm starting to understand is that it's actually not normal. It's just very common. What do you have to say about that?
I completely agree with you. All throughout my training, during my residency, and even after working in various countries, PMS is just considered like, oh, well, she's PMSing and she's about to get her period. And then it's just considered a sad thing and it's taken as normal. Makes me very, very upset because PMS is a symptom change. Yes, we all go through that, but it's because there's a reason behind it. Our menstrual cycle, our hormones, they change. And we need to understand that it is not normal for you to completely be called crazy by your children or your family or your workers that, oh, she's just PMSing. So I'm very passionate about this. I've made it my mission to make people understand that it's not normal, it's due to X, Y, and Z hormonal changes, and we can help you fix it.
Oh, I think that's so great. You're right. It's completely infuriating. And I don't think there's a woman out there who hasn't had that thrown at them, probably right when they're not feeling the most forgiving. And it's incredibly infuriating. Okay, so it's not normal. This is news to me, as I was saying. And so what is happening? Why are we feeling these various symptoms of, discomfort or pain, bloating, fatigue? Why is that happening?
So I am going to bring my graph about this so that people can understand real quick.
Great.
And just so people can understand. So this is
great.
This is a normal menstrual cycle. Okay, so this is where our period starts, day 0. And then when a period starts, our estrogen levels start to go up slowly, and then they reach a peak in the middle, and then they come down. Okay. And then day 14 is the middle of your cycle when you're supposed to ovulate. And the progesterone starts to rise just before that and goes to a much higher peak and then comes down, and it's day 28. I don't know if you can see it.
Yes.
So in the second half of the cycle, your estrogen and progesterone both are kind of rising, and then they both fall, and then you get a period. Now, PMS, as we all know, usually happens right before the periods. For some women, it's a week before. Some women, it's 2 weeks before. Symptoms that they feel are bloating and moodiness and can't sleep, or even anxiety attacks, low libido, all of it. All of that happens because this progesterone level in the second half doesn't rise properly. And then it can go only this much, or estrogen's rising too much. And all those reasons make you all of those things, moody and irritable and all that. Progesterone is a calming hormone in our body. So we do many more detailed tests, but this is a very brief overview on what happens in PMS.
That's so interesting. I had no idea. Now I'm going to ask something, and I'm not sure if it's even related, but I know you will tell me. So is that because sometimes when we have bad PMS symptoms, people recommend, or maybe even doctors recommend, going on birth control. Does it alleviate PMS symptoms because there's some sort of effect on those hormone levels, like the progesterone?
Very good question. You're smart. So yes,
Genius.
that's Virginius, but it's not really Virginius in this case,
Yeah.
completely, because the birth control pills, yes, the way they work is they mask the symptoms and they flatten the hormones. They do not allow the estrogen and progesterone to rise because that's how they do their job as a birth control pill. So they will mask it, they will help you in the first few months, but they don't really help address the deficiency of hormone that may be happening, may or may not be happening. I'm just assuming that that's what's happening in a certain person. So yes, the initial prescription of birth control was started to help with PMS, but it doesn't really fix the ongoing problem.
So what can we do? Are there any lifestyle changes or diet changes that we can maybe start adopting if we have, when I say this, normal PMS, meaning there's not any other factor that's causing it? I know sometimes there's other disorders or dysfunctions that can cause it. But what can we do in our daily lives to maybe try and address that and shift that?
So I'm just going to add one more thing there before I say that. So PMS is premenstrual syndrome, correct? Then the extreme side of it is PMDD, which is called Premenstrual Dysphoric Disorder. So it's like a spectrum or a pendulum. So the pendulum from PMS can go to PMDD. And PMDD is when it's very, very severe. You cannot get out of the bed. You just cry all the time. Some people have even left their jobs, careers, and it's so debilitating. So we really want to stay in the early part of the pendulum. And so a diet, lifestyle, exercise changes will definitely keep you on the early side of it. Okay. But if it goes to PMDD, please, please, please do not let any doctor prescribe you antidepressants, because they're going to make you even crazier, and then it doesn't help. So
how do you, I'm sorry, before you go on, does that mean it sounds like, again, as we should be, we need to be, our own best advocates. So this is really interesting to me. So if you're coming in with extreme PMS, which is this PMDD you've explained, you want to try and stay away from antidepressants. And what are you hoping to have as a relief, as therapy?
We need to first evaluate completely. Like I said, we have to do the whole detailed hormonal, changes. We have to check everything else in the body too, because the whole body is connected. Mm-hmm. So by just giving an antidepressant, we're masking it and actually making it worse and making people feel that, oh, I'm depressed, hence I'm having PMDD.
Oh, I love you, Dr. Gupta. You make us feel so much better about just being ourselves. It's so good. All right, so take us out with a few ideas on what we can adjust to try and stay on the other side of that pendulum.
So just briefly, because of the time, estrogen dominance can also cause symptoms like this, which what really helps is having a good exercise regimen. Keeping 3 times a week, 4 times a week, doing good cardio exercise, and then also doing strength training. Keeping a very high green vegetable diet. So, and diet high in antioxidants, very important. Make sure you have green, yellows, and all the colorful vegetables, enough portions every day. Don't consume a lot of soy. High soy foods can mimic estrogens and hence dominate over the progesterone, and then you can have those symptoms. And doing meditation or some kind of stress relief exercise every day really helps manage your hormones. It manages the cortisol, which indirectly affects your estrogen, progesterone levels. So this is a very quick outline, and we can go into more details when we do more detailed sessions, but this is how you do it.
This is great. Yeah, and for everyone listening, if any of the things Dr. Gupta is touching on is really interesting to you, comment down below and we'll make sure to get to it if we haven't already. Thank you, Dr. Gupta, again. This was so much fun, and I'll see you soon.
Thank you, Julia. Bye.
Bye.